Yes, hello and welcome to another vlog from Rider. Today we're testing out the MacBor Fun Plus 125. It's a one-cylinder, four-stroke engine, 125cc engine, and it is actually comparable, I would say, to the Honda MSX-125 or Honda Grom, as you want to call it. From the design, it's a little bit different, and personally, I like this design better than the Grom. The three exhaust pipes down there look really cool, I think. It leaves a very sporty impression, gives a good impression here. The rear tail light here also in the sun, not so good visible, easily visible, but they look pretty nice and pretty stylish as well. Yeah, this is also in when you take it out on the road, definitely comparable to the Honda Monkey, to the Honda Grom. And this one has 10.6 horsepower, I believe, about 9.2 Newton meters, already at, I think, 6,000 RPM. So it is on par with all the other ones, you know, the smaller 125s down out there. And yeah, that's about it. I can tell you I will do the test ride later on for you, and we will do the controls and the display now. So on the left hand side we have the clutch lever, which is actually not too bad. You can move it around with not a lot of effort. We have the passing light switch here. We have the high beam, low beam switch. We have the hazard light switch. We have the blinker switch here, and we have the horn. On the right hand side we have the throttle. Also we have the brake lever for the front disc brake. We have the cutoff switch here, and we have the starter switch. This bike does not have ABS, it only has CBS. The display is an LCD display, fairly easily readable. The control lights up on top, they are not so easily readable, because when you have direct sunlight you cannot see the turn signal switch, the turn signal lights, and I don't really like that. On top in the display we have the RPM counter. Down below we have the speedometer. To the right we have the gear indicator. Also we have the total mileage and the trip. We can switch around that. On the right hand side we have the fuel tank capacity. Down below we have a clock, and we have the outside temperature. With the buttons to the left and to the right you can switch around trip A and the total mileage and the trip. We only have one trip. And on the right hand side we can actually reset this, or we can change the color of the display, which I think is pretty cool. Blue and yellow or whatever that is, and purple, I don't know exactly the name of these colors. So this is the MacBor Fun Plus 125, and we'll take the little beast out for a little spin back to the dealer now. Let's go. So let's turn it on. And emergency shut-off switch here. Press the starter button. We have 5 gears available in this gearbox. It's a 125cc with about 10.6 horsepower. So it doesn't do any wonders, any miracles, but it is fun. You know, it says Fun Plus 125. It is fun for 125, so no doubt about that. So let's go. So the first thing that you notice when you get on the bike is the seat. The seat wants to push you forwards into a kind of a sporty seating position, which I personally don't really like. But maybe the younger folks would like it. I don't know. But it, you know, it gives you the little push to say, hello, you have to lean forward like this, you know, and then it feels better. Yeah, this is the first thing that you actually notice. Also, the seat is fairly hard, so not really that comfortable, to be honest. The mirrors are kind of slim and slender. I'm sure they have the minimum requirements, but to me somehow also they could be a bit bigger, actually wider. But I mean, they're totally acceptable, but still the mirrors also a teeny tiny problem for me here. We want to kind of compare this now to the Honda Grom, and which is actually very similar also in power, I'd say. Actually, the rev limiter comes on not fairly early, but 9,000, so yeah, maybe it is kind of early, I don't know. But of course, get used to it, and it is much better. We have 5 gears here, and the cruising along on these country roads is pretty nice. Maybe have some twisties as well, not too bad. We will go on to the Autovia now to see what the wind, no, not wind protection, because we don't have any wind protection, but what it feels like at higher speeds, 90, 100. We just want to test this out as well. Yeah, if we compare this to the Honda Grom, this is actually fairly similar, also in power, in handling. This one has 14-inch tires, so you know the handling is fairly similar to the Grom. And what I wanted to say, besides the fact that the Grom has actually the front ABS, this one only has the CBS braking system, is the fact you know that the price is different. And this one you can get for 2,599 plus 200 registration here in Spain, which is not too bad. It's about 2,800, compare it to about 4,000 or even more for the Honda MSX-125 or Grom. Then this definitely is a good deal. Yeah, just compare these two babies side by side. The weight, I think there's a difference in weight. This is heavier, 125 kilos. The Grom, I think, is lighter. Maybe it uses actually higher advanced materials that are lighter. Usually the Chinese bikes, that's what I noticed already, they usually have a higher weight because they probably use materials which are cheaper and which are therefore have a higher weight. So we're at full power here now. I cannot tell you how fast this will go because our roads go up and down here. would say maybe on a straight stretch, even stretch, maybe 110 according to the speedometer. We go downhill now, so as I said, I cannot tell you, but maybe 110 according to the speedometer. So in real life, probably about around 100 kilometers an hour. Okay, it is actually limited. I feel this already. Let's see if we have another gear. No, it is actually limited when you go faster, because of the rev limiter here at 9,000, I think. So you really also going down the hill, you cannot really go faster than 115, 120 to the according to the speedometer, because you have the rev limiter kicking in even at in the 5th gear. It is a pretty nice, well-designed machine, I would say. It looks pretty nice. Of course, that's you know, whatever your taste is like, but I do like it. And for that price, it is actually not too shabby. I mean, that's a bad word actually to use. It is actually pretty good. Wind, as I said, it's a naked bike. You have the full force of the wind at the moment. We're lucky we don't have much oncoming wind here, so I feel very comfortable at this speed. Also, the handling is pretty nice. It feels stable on the road, pretty much planted. Leaves a good impression. Actually, these smaller bikes here, these 125s, which are fairly small, I think they're quite nice for if you have a camper van or something. You can put them in the rear or in the back. Maybe 1 or 2 of these little babies. And yeah, because they're so small, I think that's a good idea. If you have a camper van or so and you want to put little motorcycles in the back of your camper there. The suspension is actually also pretty good. I don't have anything to complain. Fairly hard, I would say, but definitely acceptable. So all in all, a pretty nice and inexpensive 125 motorcycle package. I can highly recommend if you're in the market for one and don't have that much money in your bank account. Yeah, the MacBor Fun Plus 125, definitely a good idea and a good alternative to other brands. That's about it. That's all for my test ride for the MacBor Fun Plus 125. Thanks very much for watching. This has been a ride out. Take care. Bye bye.